The scrap helicopter is the newest vehicle we have on Rust Island, but how do you get them and what can you do with them? Welcome to the Rust Beginner's Guide, where today I'll be telling you everything you need to know about the scrap helicopter. First of all, let's talk about where to find them. There are 5 scrap helicopters located on a map with 4K size, so finding one will be hard. They are most often located near junk piles by power lines or in the middle of deserts. Because of this, if you want to find one, you should go over to the nearest desert and have a look around. Once you find one of these, your next objective will be probably to keep it for as long as possible. A scrap helicopter will decay in 3 hours if left outside, but storing it inside is not really an option, as its size is huge. As it has 1000 health and it decays in 3 hours, we know that it loses 333 health per hour. We also know that 38 metal frags repair 50.5 health, so these facts together mean that the upkeep of a scrap helicopter left outside is 251 metal frags, or a little bit under half a node an hour. If you do somehow manage to get one of these inside your massive base, then it decays in 6 hours, meaning that your hourly upkeep will only be 125 metal frags. Now that you know how to keep one of these, let's talk about how to destroy the ones your enemies have. The easiest way to destroy them is by hitting them with 3 high velocity rockets. You can also destroy them with 1 incendiary rocket if you have one lying around. And you can also destroy them with 8 SAM-site ammo, so make sure to have a SAM-site in case you get attacked. Upon being destroyed, the scrap helicopter, just like the regular patrol helicopter, breaks apart into pieces you can harvest. If you harvest these with a salvaged ice pick, it will yield 2,187 charcoal and 2,633 metal fragments. Now let's talk about how much fuel this beast consumes. As we know that it consumes 1,800 fuel an hour, we can figure out that one low grade lasts 2 seconds. As the maximum capacity is 500 low grade in the fuel tank, we know that the maximum flight time is 1,000 seconds, which is equivalent to 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Now I'll tell you about all the things you can do with the scrap helicopter. Firstly, it can be used to go to the top of the dome and the launch site, just like the old minicopter, but only if you have someone jumping out from behind, as it is easy to get it stuck on the dome. You can also use it as a portable mid-air shooting platform with a firing squad of up to 4 people on one side, which can help your group quite a bit in a PvP fight. You can also use it for cracking down on roof campers and squashing people by landing on them. It is also way more useful than the minicopter for traveling at nighttime, as it has a searchlight you can toggle by pressing F. You can also transport a small boat with it. To load it in, just push it onto the back, and to unload it, go to the beach you want to put it down, and while driving on the ground, go into the ocean, and when you come back out, the boat will be redeployed. Now that you know what you can do, let's talk about what you can't. You can't load horses onto it either, as the backmost part of the ramp just allows horses to clip through. And finally, you can't catch airdrops with them, however good that idea might seem, as even if you could, the added weight would probably just cause you to crash, resulting in your death. The reason I haven't covered how to pilot this thing is because it is very similar to piloting the older minicopter, which I already made a video about. So if you want to check out how to pilot it, then click the card in the top right of your screen now. Finally, I'll teach you a cool trick about telling roughly how much health the scrap helicopter has without getting inside. Over 800 health, no damage is visible. Between 800 and 600 health, the rear rotor starts smoking. Between 600 and 500 health, the rear rotor is on fire without any other visible damage. Between 500 and 300 health, the rear rotor is on fire and the main rotor can be seen smoking. Also, the cockpit will have sparks coming out at this health level. And finally, under 300 health, both rotors are on fire and the cockpit's controls can be seen giving off sparks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to help me reach 2,000 subs by the end of 2019. I would also like to thank Gucciberg and Dimitri for being my patrons. If you really enjoy my content and would like to be mentioned at the end of my videos, consider becoming one of my patrons on patreon.com/TheMeemishGamer. And thank you guys so much for over 1,150 subscribers. Also, if you have any questions, then you can join my Discord server and ask me.